It's usually either after school, if it's a school day.
When I need to tell my parents something important, I usually do it at bedtime because they're laid back and they are listening to me. I can tell.
Immediately, I do it at meal time.
When I have something important to say to my parents, I usually tell them if they're doing nothing and just kind of working around the house, because then I know that they're really listening.
When I want to talk to my parents about something important, I usually do it right before bedtime because I feel like everybody's just starting to relax and it's easier to talk to them.
The best time is during dinner or in the car.
I think the best time to talk to my parents is at bedtime, because then it's sort of kind of private and it's a good time to do it.
I know my parents are really listening to me because they're looking at me.
I know they're listening if I ask them a question, like if this is all right, or if something happens, that they actually put a lot of thought into the answer.
I can tell when my parents are really listening to me when their eyes are on me and they're engaging in my talking.
Like when they turn the TVs off, if you watch TV in your bed.
They're looking at you.
Eye contact.
I can tell because they're looking at me and in my eyes.
I know they're really listening to me when they're talking to me.
I can tell if my parents are listening to me if they're making eye contact with me and they're not doing anything else, they're not looking at their computer or their phone, they're really paying attention to me.
I can tell when they're not listening to me if, let's say I'm telling them something and they're just kind of nodding or they're distracted on their phone or computer or something.
I can tell when they're distracted by something, like if my sister is doing something that's bothering them.
I can tell my parents aren't listening to me when they're on their computer or their phone or something and they just say, oh yeah, hold on, 1 second. And then they don't actually come back to it sometimes. My parents lost their phone for a day. I don't know how they would survive.
I think that my mom would go crazy.
Okay, where's my phone? Oh, you need to go to ballet. You do that thing over there.
Has anybody seen my phone? Hey Drew, have you seen my phone?
Where's my phone? I can't find my phone.
Then you'll just have to go and buy a new one.
I think if my parents lost their cell phone for a day, that would mean to me I'd get more free time with them.
They'd probably be like, oh my god.
Oh, I think I left it in my purse. It might be in the car. Let me go check. No, Mom, it's not in the car. I think you left it on your desk. I just checked. It's not in my, oh, found it.
Well, I love school, because my friends are there.
Like the specials we have in school, like computers or gym or music, art.
Math.
Recess.
The parts of school that make me feel good about myself are some classes like art or cooking or sewing or something like that?
Well, if I get a good grade on a test.
When I get good grades on my report card.
Accomplishing tests. Math. Because I'm really good at math, adding and subtracting.
When I get every answer right on tests, like every time I ever did a test every day.
Parts of school that make me feel the best are recess and lunchtime, where you can talk to your friends and play with them.
Part of school that makes me feel worried or stressed is almost nothing except my report card. Math is probably not my best subject.
I feel stressed at school when I have to do all the work and the big tests.
I feel really worried and stressed about homework.
When I am nervous, I usually kind of get a little sick. But then once I start the test, I get used to it.
I feel excited and stressed at the same time because I don't want to be late.
Parts of school that are a little stressful are math, because it can be hard and it can be easy. The parts of school that make me worried and sometimes stressed are math and the bus, because there are so many people rushing and pushing on the bus, and math can be kind of tricky for me sometimes.
I think that working hard is more important, because if you're smart, then you might just rush through your test because you think you'll get all the right answers. But if you work hard, then you really try.
I know I can do it if you work hard.
I think it is the kids who work hard, because I've seen kids and when they work hard, they get stuff done and they get good grades on it.
It isn't all about being smart. It's about trying your best.
Me and my dad or my mom play together and see if we like it or not.
Yeah, I choose those activities to do by myself.
Well, the activities I choose are mostly on my decision. My parents have to agree, but I get to say, I get the first say.
Me and my parents choose the activities together.
I decided.
I pick my activities, my after-school activities with my parents to see if this is okay, if I can do this, if that's too much for the week.
I would play more sports if my parents let me, because they have to see if it's a good sport for me.
I only do a little bit, and I want to do dance.
I think I do just the right amount.
I don't think it's enough. I mean, I'm usually a busy person, so.
It's just the right amount of things outside of school.
I choose them trying to balance them out. I don't try to do too much of either thing.
I think it would be better if I did one more, because I only do things on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
They only make a face.
They make a face. A very mean face.
They have a face. They give you the look.
I usually get the look. Sometimes I give the look.
They
start raising their voice at me.
They scream at you, they yell at you.
They usually yell at me.
They might send me to the corner. She sends me to my room, and I believe she sends me up there for 5 minutes. Then she comes up, talks to me, and then I get out. Mom won't let me use the tablet.
I don't really know.
Sometimes, by a good grounding, that helps me know that I shouldn't have done what I've done. Yes, because she's punishing me, and she's telling me that if I continue to do what I have been doing, then she's just gonna be sending me up there for longer and longer and longer and longer.
I feel like I want to do better.
To try to be a better person and to do what's right.
Yeah, because it stops you from doing whatever you did last time, and it makes you think about whether you're going to do it again or not.
I get a lesson learned.
Pretty easy.
In the middle.
Easygoing.
Easygoing.
Strict. Sometimes they're strict and sometimes they're just go with the flow.
I would say both. I would send them to their room, but I have to come up with different punishments to do for different reasons. I would send them back to the corner, send them to time out.
I would take up a little after my mom and dad and then do some stuff new.
I wouldn't let them play with anything.
Take away the electronics for 1 month.
If they did something bad, I'd tell them what to do the correct thing. And if they do it again, I'd tell them to stop. And then if they do it again, I'll ground them.
If it was really little, I would let it slide. But if it was either big, medium, or not that so little, I would have to do a punishment.
Sometimes.
No.
No. Usually it's wait or no.
Something that's little and low money, they would probably buy it.
Sometimes she says, if I have the money, I will buy it myself. But sometimes if I don't have my money with me, my mom will say, will you pay me back? And sometimes I will say yes when I get the money.
Yeah, but sometimes they say no.
First, we check out the price. If you don't have enough money to buy it, then you can't get it.
Something medium or a little, they would buy it if I earn it. And something big, Christmas or my birthday. And number 2, they would buy it if I was absolute goodness.
They usually say no because you already have so many other toys. Please.
No, I don't convince them.
Sometimes they say please, or sometimes they get it for Christmas or my birthday.
I think everyone should get a medal because they've tried their hardest.
So everybody should get a trophy or a medal.
Just the team that won.
The winning team should get the trophy.
They should get a medal for trying their hardest. Just the people who win the game.
I have a side for both teams getting a trophy because, if they were kids, they would probably get upset because they lost.
I think both teams should get a trophy because they both tried their best.
Everyone should get a trophy because they worked very hard, and it's just a game. It doesn't matter who wins or loses, it's all just for fun.
What is the first thing our next president should work on when he or she takes office?
Give people more jobs,
Helping people get more jobs.
I think they should keep the country safe, helping all kids with school. If they want to get a good job, they have to be really good in grades.
Keeping our country safe and to make sure things stay in order.
I think that he or she should work on the environment because, well, if we run out of animals, we could have nothing to eat.
Keeping our country safe is what I think we mostly have to worry about.
Finding jobs for everyone, because some people who are like homeless and they have nowhere to live, they should be able to afford somewhere to live instead of just living on the streets.
They should probably work on health care for a cure for cancer.
What is the most important thing for a president to have?
A president should have courage because the job is challenging.
Kindness, because presidents are supposed to be really nice.
I think courage.
Lots of honesty.
Smartness.
Kindness, because if they're not nice, what else are they gonna do?
They should have honesty. They should always tell the truth.
Courage, because when we go into war, they can't just run away and have us get taken over.
How much do you talk about the presidential election at home with your family?
A lot.
Never.
Mostly when we see it on TV.
I don't talk about it a lot. I really find it boring.
We don't talk about it that much.
A little, so sometimes. I hope that we get a good president.
If you could paint the White House, what color would you choose?
I would choose red because red is one of the main colors on our Star-Spangled Banner.
Maybe just white because that's the color of the White House.
Red, because it is my favorite color, and I think the White House needs a color update.
I would probably keep it white.
Blue, because it's my favorite color.
It would be like a rainbow. So like a rainbow, this color, this color, this color.
I'll paint it blue.
Blue, because it's one of the colors in the flag and it's also my favorite color.
Would you want to run for president someday?
No, because you're gonna be really, really heartbroken if you lose the election.
No. And it takes someone who's very responsible. And I'm kind of responsible.
Because I want to be able to lead our country into the right path.
I think I would want to be president because I would like to keep the world safe.
I don't think I would, because it would be lots of pressure on me and I would have to be working every single day and my country would be depending on me, and I just don't think I would have what it takes to do that.
Of course, because I could do whatever I want.
Yes, because I think it'll be exciting and fun to be president.
Yes, I will run for president because to save the world, I want to save people in need. I want to help the community.
The state of the results.
The states are the results.
States are the results.
The state of the kid results are in.
One of the questions we asked kids is, do you think your parents are most interested in your success in school, or being happy, or being kind and caring?
Kids tell us that they believe the most important thing to their parents is achieving at high levels and individual happiness, and that caring for other people is least important.
Sometimes my parents are unkind when they're driving.
Probably when they're trying to go somewhere that's really important and they're just stuck in their car and they get super mad.
Move over, person, I'm trying to get through. We're driving and my dad's like, grrr.
Mom does not like traffic. She says, just move. Come on, cars, move. She hates traffic jams.
She's like, 20?
Turn to the
right,
not the left.
Oh, people are idiots.
hurts. And I'm like, that's not that kind.
I remember in California, my mom gets pretty mad because of the traffic, because the traffic is actually insane.
My daughter, she'll actually say you guys aren't being nice. Like when parents argue or are having a heated discussion, but that's also important. What's the do's and don'ts, I guess?
The most important thing in a conflict situation is to not be mean, to not be intentionally hurtful, and to strive towards some kind of mutual resolution. And so to say, I know you saw us arguing before. We both had very strong feelings about whatever the situation was. And at the end of the day, we still love each other and we care about each other. And we were just trying to figure out how we were going to find some way to agree or to work together on this kind of issue.
But it's not always parents sometimes that kids are observing doing unkind things. I mean, really, the question in our survey was adults. How do we address that when people with authority and people with power and, fame misbehave?
The most important thing is to name it and to help and to ask a question. Did you hear that? What did you think about it? How did it make you feel? Kind of the exact question that the survey asks. I also think it's really important to find examples of people who are being kind, whether that's in the media, in real life, in stories, so that they see models of adults in positions of power and not in positions of power who are acting responsibly, who are contributing to their community and to the greater good, and who are exhibiting some of the behaviors that we would hope our kids do too.
Nearly half of the kids who responded to our survey, when we asked them what they'd like to see differently in the world, they wanted to see more kindness and less violence. Where are they seeing that there's too much violence in the world?
Everywhere.
Everywhere?
Video games. Yeah, video games, TV, movies, commercials.
Do you try to protect your children from some of those influences?
I did a better
And how
job
do
with
you
my
do it?
oldest. I felt like I got worse as
easier with the
as
first
I
one.
had more.
I have a 6-year-old and he overheard my husband and I having a discussion around Syria, and the other day in the car he said, "What's happening in Syria and why are people getting hurt?" And so how do we balance the discussion between providing real answers that are age appropriate, but still hitting home that message of kindness and choosing kindness in a very messy and sometimes violent or hard world?
I am a firm supporter of protecting our kids as much as we can in the younger ages, with the recognition that when they're younger, we can do that more. So things are confusing and things can be a little scary and overwhelming, and we don't understand why people might not be kind. So you can always talk to me about that, and I might not have all of the answers, but at least you can tell me how you're feeling, we can think about it together, and we can think about things that you can do as an individual, that we can do as a family. Helping kids see themselves as change makers is a really important thing for them as they move out into the bigger spheres of less and less of our control and oversight.
So when I was younger in 2nd or 3rd grade, there was this other girl that was bullying people, and she started bullying me. And this guy that is now considered cool came up to our lunch table at lunch and said, "Hey, back off, like that's not cool." And I think that was nice that he stood up for me.
Well, my friend Amia, she's always nice to me. I was outside and I was about to do a handstand, but then I flipped over on my face, and she told me to go in the shade because I told her that the side of my face was burning.
I just had a really bad day at school, and I'd be like, "Here, want to play with my legs?" And I'd be like, "Oh, that made me feel a lot better." Receiving kindness, it makes me feel better and makes me do something kind for them. And I told the person that didn't have no one to play with, if I told him I will play with you, and I made him feel better.
I let somebody borrow my money because in 5th grade we use money, and so he didn't get a coupon. He was sad about that, and so I gave him
some of my money to get a coupon because I didn't want nobody to feel bad on that fun day.
I helped someone pick up their books after they dropped them.
Well, I helped my mommy organize the shoe closets.
My friend, and she fell off her bike and then she hurt her knee really bad. So I went to go ask my daddy for some Band-Aids.
I have at least like $100 for a charity. Actually, it makes me feel pretty good that I'm helping other people.
Parents are telling us that they want their children to be caring and empathetic and have concern for other people, but that's not the message that kids are hearing from their parents, and kids are hearing really that parents want them to be more focused on themselves.
I'd love some thoughts on what can make those messages really sticky for the kids so that they're absorbing them and they're understanding the why behind kindness and empathy and those types of things.
Revisiting is always an option. Doing it outside of the heat of the moment often is easier and more useful because we all know that we don't necessarily behave as our best selves in the heat of the moment. So doing it at bedtime when people are calm. Some families like to have a ritual at dinner around, highlights and low points or roses and thorns of the day. And then having opportunities after you've had a chance to kind of everybody calm down and reflect on what's happening to come back and say, I've really been thinking about that situation that happened earlier before. It teaches them that they can always go back and reflect on those moments and gives lots of opportunities for them to then say the same back to us.
And happiness and being kind are not two mutually exclusive things.
Right. Absolutely. I think none of them are mutually exclusive. And I think the big takeaway from a lot of the research is we need to rebalance and reprioritize so that this focus on achievement and happiness isn't, running away and carrying a sort of left at the very end.
As my son gets older, I find myself grieving selfishly that increasingly I am not the person that he is around the most. And the older he gets, the less influence physically I have on him.
Yes.
So how do we continue to be a voice that is near the top of the list, even though the frequency is not?
Part of what's hard about parenting is that it's our job to let them go out into the world, and it is terrifying. But prioritizing time together always, making sure that our children know that we value them and our relationship with them, and that we are committed to spending time together, and that spending time together means lots of things, but that one key component of it is talking, and that becomes sort of a habit and a routine that we engage in as well. And reinforcing over and over and over again that one of the most important things to being a healthy person is knowing who you can turn to when you're having a hard time or when you have questions about something, and for kids to know that you will always be that person. And they may not choose to come to you in every situation, but that you will always be there, and that even if they've done something that they don't feel great about or that they feel badly about, that you will love them and you will help them figure it out, and that you will be there.
I am very sad when people are unkind on the news.
I don't think it's very right if some people are like they have a good life, and then you got the other people who are just sitting out in the streets.
There's lots of kindness, there's good people, there's people that are trying to improve the world, improve technology, and make the world a better place, but I think that there could be a little more kindness.
People can have a class or something. It teaches them how to be nicer.
We could send people get better cars and help them carry stuff that's heavy.
When somebody's sad, you can help them cheer up, and that's what I always say.
I think that to practice more kindness, we should
have like a channel called the Happy News. If it's simply inviting somebody to sit with you at lunch, just simple acts of kindness, that's what's going to make more kindness in the world be available.
Just so the world's a better place, I guess.
We need more kindness in the world.
Walk in someone else's shoes.
If we were going to make a recipe to deliver kindness or to foster kindness in our children, what are the inputs that we should be focused on as parents?
So definitely gratitude, definitely perspective taking and thinking about how other people are thinking and feeling. I think practicing and giving kids lots of opportunities to practice is really important too, as part of that recipe as you framed it. And then the role modeling is key, but part of what's hard about parenting is that it's our job to let them go out into the world, and it is terrifying. But prioritizing time together always, making sure that our children know that we value them and our relationship with them, and that we are committed to spending time together, and that becomes sort of a habit and a routine that we engage in.
With my daughters now, Daddy, can we get toys? I'm like, yes, you can. If you give up 20 toys you have at the house. So you can be nice and give the 20 away and get your one toy, or you could just keep it and wait and get something later.
Seems like what you're doing is instilling gratitude in your children for what they have, and that must be very foundational to developing empathy.
Absolutely. Gratitude is important for lots of things in life, and very related to demonstrating concern for others and a sense of empathy. I also think it helps kids in the situation you're describing to have a broader perspective. And so, yes, they might have a self-serving initial instinct to want the toy, but you as the parent can help remind them that they are in a position where they're able to get a new toy and where they have lots of toys at home, but not everybody is.
It sounds like you keep referencing what I would consider maybe two key ingredients to kindness. Gratitude and empathy. If we were going to make a recipe to deliver kindness or to foster kindness in our children, what are the inputs that we should be focused on as parents?
So definitely gratitude, definitely perspective taking and thinking about how other people are thinking and feeling. I think practicing and giving kids lots of opportunities to practice is really important too, as part of that recipe as you framed it. And then the role modeling is key, but being a role model means acknowledging that we're not perfect. Letting kids see us make mistakes, helping them hear us reflect on our mistakes, and letting them know that we know they're going to make mistakes too. Nobody is perfect.